Hello, friends of Pirate Chain. Yes, hello, pirates. Hello, friends of Komodo Platform. It's a nice Saturday for you. It's the 11th of September, a day to remember all the difficulty we have of getting straight facts. That's right. Sometimes you wonder, where did those missing trillions go? And other times you wonder, what happened to Building 7? And then we think back to John F. Kennedy Jr. and other Tonkin incidents in various Gulfs where we just wonder who's in charge, what's their plan, and what's going on here. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome you in. Hit that like button, make your comments. Thanks for joining. I hope this will be informative, educational, entertaining. Maybe it'll serve as a good reminder for you to stay hydrated and sleep well, get all that good rest that you need, as well as working on yourself, your relationships, of course, exercising, staying fit, exercising your body, and exercising your mind. We're checking out the Pirate Chain price charts, but before we do that, I want to give a special shout outs here to the KMD movement. I just decided, okay, well, we went on to that daily time frame and we see, wow, still within this channeling aspect, I decided to think it's been about 3 months here, 90 days since we were at these levels again, and trying to fight for that, and we lost it. And since then, we've just been battling to try and get it back, never being able to hold it yet. And so here we are continuing to test it at 2,800 Satoshi level. And it was just in one day today that we nearly got there. And if we're looking at the uptrending channel, we flirted with the midline there. So I thought, okay, fine. Let's now remove this. And let's go in there a little bit more deeply. Let us actually go into the 4-hour price chart. Pirates, just wait a moment here. Okay, one thing I wanted to notice is we are in this, we couldn't hold above that Ichimoku cloud. For some time we were there and we were at some new levels that we were looking to hold, but we couldn't do it. Now we are pausing here below the cloud. But if we notice, you know what, we made quite a retracement from bottom to top, okay, nearly 1-to-1. And if we want to go with bodies of candles, we made a nice 78.6 retracement level down to here. And now on that, we are retracing that move from bottom, from top to bottom. If we use the wicks, boom, we've wicked up towards that 61.8 level. So unfortunately, yeah, it's either we are, going A, B, and then some sort of C, wherever that's going to lead us, or because this is the 4-hour price chart, and what I'm noticing is, not every correction has to be long and drawn out, and not only that, there can be different combinations that make formulations. And one thing I've noticed is we've got this bottoming structure here, and then we've got a second bottoming structure here, which was a bit stronger because of just closing a little bit higher and also having its wicks a little bit higher than the previous one over here. So that's a good sign. And then we made the move up here. And I do think maybe the play here is the move up, maybe a move back down towards this 2,500 Satoshi level, meeting the 20-period moving average, and then we can go further. That would be excellent if that's the case. Yeah, the other option is that downward move in the ziggy-zaggy formation. All right, friends of Komodo Platform, I just wanted to show off that candle for you. Very bullish candle on the daily time frame, but pushing up towards that top of that Bollinger Band. Let's get it, but we will see. Looking to put in some of that bullish positive momentum on the MACD for the daily. And yeah, but everything else is pretty much in order. So we'll see. Okay. Now, if you want more ideas on the KMD, check the previous video of today. Now we're going over to the, we'll look at the USDT version later, but similar action, it went through our zones. So we'll see, but then it couldn't hold it. Actually, yeah, whatever, fine. You just want to see it, don't you? You just want to see it, don't you? We'll just hold you on the daily here. And interestingly, again, we are trying to push it, and we are in a bullish candle. So let's see how this continues. Okay, back towards that 20-day moving average, trying to close above it. So that's good. And when you go into 4-hour time frames, you can see, what this looks like, a decently healthy correction. All straight down waterfall, making that bottom, making that second bottom here, and now we're going to try and get out of it. That would be lovely if that's the case. Continuing the strength, holding the trend line quite nicely. All right, and that was from that previous trend line. All right, so that was just a review of the KMD price charts, and from here, let us move on. Okay, now here we come to the Pirate Chain price charts, and I just wanted to notice the likely probability in my estimation here, okay, is that we have completed, we'll use the fib time for this one, on the daily price chart here using KuCoin from the bottom to the top here, we have it's like a 1 unit. And then to get from this top to this current bottom is roughly 2 units. So it's like a 2 to 1, and that's cool. The idea being here, as I've thought of before, is to have some sort of A and then a B and then a actually we're working on this, but it could even there could be combinations. But anyway, here we go with that kind of a C, and ultimately retracing that B about a 2618. That is a very strong move back down. It is, if we look at it, it's fair in that sense, because it becomes, if we retrace from the beginning, from the bottom to the top of that first move, we've gone beyond a 1-to-1 retracement. So anyhow, in that sense, that's where we are, and it looks like it could be the finishment of it, because again, we're finding a scenario where we make a bottom, and then we make, looks like we're trying to find a second bottom here, which is higher. And we're also looking like we could put in some bullish momentum into the MACD, and RSI also doesn't hurt. So that's the idea. That's a shorter term time frame, and there are other ideas that you can use to count out, but basically, we've completed this whole move, and the only issue, the only negative on this one would be that this low is lower than this low. All right, basically that's the idea. But anyway, one person's chart is another person's treasure. And if we just reference back to our BTC on CoinEx, we remember that there's a lot more data, and we see, okay, fine. We see some good strength, and we see that the low that we were referring to over here, this low here, on this low here is actually higher, or roughly, well, if you're taking the closings, okay, fine. Yeah, you know what, you're right. You have to take the closings, is lower still. All right, fine. So we can play that game. The high the low here is lower than the previous low. And so that's really the only concern, but I think that it doesn't really matter in this scenario. It looks halfway decent, and it looks strong. The price on some note here, the price is in the upper quadrant, if we break this X type of shape that is created by this downtrending resistance, which was broken, and the uptrending resistance, which is holding nicely, and it's in this upper quadrant, and there's like the upper, lower, and then the right and the left. And so it's in that upper quadrant, and that's good. That's good, but it's coming up against the uptrending resistance, and so we are definitely looking for it to move higher rather than break down. But it can break down, so that's in fact not unexpected. And this is the RBTC, and this is the CoinEx price chart. And on the daily price, we are looking at potentially moving into some negative momentum here. So, however, you know, overall, it looks like we're coming towards a confluence within the, let's just take it from here for now. So we're coming into a confluence with the type of momentum that is being played out here. So let's see where this goes. You know, things are narrowing. If we want to take this one, we'll start here. Okay. So yeah, it seems like that's the kind of picture to paint here. What direction are things going to break out? Is it a break up or break down? All right, interestingly enough, you know, because at some point we're going to get some momentum which goes higher than the greens or lower than the reds that we have, you know, slowly winding into more and more narrow space. So that's the kind of idea for the daily price chart. And one thing I wanted to notice is that on the daily price chart, the Pirate Chain price is finding its way to close above the 20-day moving average, and it's doing its best to try and stay there. And I want to recognize today's candle wick on the daily candle here, you know, respecting this type of level of the uptrending resistance, and that remains the price within this upper quadrant and above the 20-day moving average, but below the 200, but that's fine. And it's a nice looking candle if you have to consider the support that the wick shows, and the color is green, which means it's closing higher than it opened, but it could just be an intermediate candle because, you know, we are making higher lows and we are making big red candles, but that happens. You can make a lot of red candles, or you can make only a couple before moving higher. So let us see. The Pirate Chain green candles are definitely big at times, especially when there's some strength to move higher. And so it only takes one candle really to get us into these higher levels. But as previously discussed, this is just a day-to-day thing, you know, like here's one candle, and then you're gonna have another candle, another candle, another candle, another candle. There's a lot of people who've been just picking up at decent prices and really appreciating it. So that's great. This is the RBTC price chart. And I want to also recognize now that the importance here is that this price level, which we're trying to hold here, okay, is the same as the important price level all the way across here, which is really an important support level here. So really, this is where it's at. We're trying to build into this price level and hold it for higher movements. Okay. Otherwise, it's pretty much it's pretty guaranteed that it would be going down, right? Especially we've already been testing the Bollinger Bands up top here. You know, couldn't hold on to this 200 period average, so it's on 200-day average, right? So that's, and we just crossed 20 over 200. So right now we really need to be holding this 20. And we tested the 20 here. And since it has crossed here, testing the 20, and that held to move us up here. Now we're testing it again just to make sure. And let's see if that can hold. That's where we are with that one, Pirate Chain price chart against the Bitcoin price. All right. If we have to look at it as a channel, again, we are like, it's neither good nor bad. We're right in the middle. right in the middle of the channel. This is exactly where the price is right now, right here. Oh, right here. This line right here is where the price is, and that's the middle of this box channel. So don't really have much else to say. If we want to count like what's happening here, we have a low here, up to a high here, down to a low here, up to a high here, and now we're trying to figure out. What's next. Are we making our way down for a low again? Or are we making our way? Is it just an intermediate low, and then we can go higher? So here we are. This is the situation. And I look to this Ichimoku cloud here, if you can see it. I look to this Ichimoku cloud. Let's get rid of this, but we will keep this narrow midline here. Yeah, we look to this Ichimoku cloud here on the daily price chart as an indication of, whether or not we're ready to find that strength to go higher beyond the 7,000 to 8,000 Satoshi level. Because otherwise the price can easily just find its way going below into the, it's, even if it's going below, it's still, we're back testing this type of spring move here. And maybe we're just creating the down move for the actual more significant spring. But again, as previously watched, if you watch the previous videos, we're talking about this spring back here in the end of August here, August 27, as important because of breaking the downtrending resistance line when it breaks it to the upside before retesting it, holding it. So here we are. Okay, so we're looking to hold this uptrending support line here. All right, so that's where the Pirate chain price chart is against the BTC. Good times. Hope you're doing well here. Day by day, candle gets painted, and if you're looking at the lines, well, day by day, you get a move either up, down, or kind of sideways looking. And that's about it for now on the RBTC. And I'd like to show the similar action with the RUSDT, except at least with the RUSDT not making yet any lower low. Okay, let's do that. Not making yet a lower low. It's a higher low than this previous low. And you see what happens, on a smaller scale. You get the first low and then the second low, and then from there you get a nice run up. That's great. So then in this case, if we're looking on a bigger scale, you get those first, this first low situation, and then you get what we're looking to do, which is to make a second low and then make that run to the upwards direction. And breaking beyond this level here. So hope you stick around for that. It'll be fun to watch. This is the RUSDT, so heavily reliant on BTC, and I guess that's also why maybe the altcoin pairs are looking relatively good, is because they're holding up against BTC so that their dollar pairs can have what the levels that they are right now, which is nothing, I mean, it's special overall that the Pirate chain R is at 272 in the price, $2.72. That's phenomenal, considering what you might have thought at this point last year, 1 year ago. So, or even in January of this year, So, but having been at $4 even just half a month ago, it does look like we are hoping for some higher levels, hoping for some bottomings here. And if we look on a longer time frame, but first I just want to show on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this is the significant, in my opinion, is again making this double bottom here. Now this is on a much smaller frame. So if we go back to the oops, we go back to the daily. That's what this is here happening. But on the 4 hour, because when we look with the candles and we see the wicks here, so you see this double bottoming. Well, on the smaller time frame, that is what's happening on the 4 hour. Okay, so that's where we are with that. And I want to notice that we are taking retracements from bottom to top of beyond the 78.6. So if you're going wick to wick, it's quite a retracement we've made. It looks like it could be the bottoming of the bigger move itself. And if we want to take just the bodies, then we are at a decently, decently roughly near 1-to-1. Let's just call it like we're going for 1-to-1 here almost. It's either 80% or nearing the 100%. So I'd say we've got a decent retracement here. And the fact that it is not quite 1-to-1 and it is higher shows strength there and the potential for a turning around. Yeah, and it allows us to see that the correction overall, if we look here from bottom to top, is playing not quite as weak. And so it is finding a decent support at around the 78.6, which is considerable. It's definitely considerable to look at it that way. Okay. Yeah, finding that support there, retesting for support, and now we are looking for the next moves higher. So if we are going to do that, let's see, let's take some retracements from the top to the bottom. We already made a 38.2 retracement. So from here, we would like it to show us, yeah, I think the next level would have to be around the 61.8 at $4. So that's the target there. And if we can really get up to that, like into the $4 around 4.30, that would be ideal. And if we're going beyond that, that's even better. Yeah, we'll see, because the significance here of the previous low to the next low, it means that we could have a bigger bounce higher. Good. So there you have it. That was the 4-hour look at our USDT from the KuCoin exchange. We'll just have a look on the longer time frame, back to the channeling action, and recognize this is the daily price chart. Again, a type of pausing candle here. It is below the important support level, support resistance level, so that's not ideal. But definitely respecting the uptrending green line, but doesn't matter. Could prove to be negative, but I want to say no. I think it will be turning around here, for the reason that I think that it will respect this low. I would really hope it respects this low by not going below it, and so that's the hope there. And that's why I'm thinking if Pirate Chain is going higher, then why not? Why wouldn't it be finding its support here? It doesn't mean it has to go up right away. Could find some sort of sideways movement and then go up. Yeah, we'll see though, right? This is all BTC. What's BTC going to do? Is it going to hover around 45,000 for a few days and then go higher? That could do. That might be what it does. But when we look at the daily price chart and we start to see this negative momentum building, I don't really like that at all. That tells me that there's a good chance that we are going to we're going to break lower. But having said that, the pattern is less and smaller of the negative momentums. So maybe again, that only just means a bit of sideways. It has room to go down and sideways and still then curl back up and find the higher moves. All right, and this is the longer channel here, longer term channel from the previous price action. and coming back into the current one, I would like to, I'm going to hide this, and we can create our other channel here. Let's just go with this channel here. Yeah, so we'll work with something like this for now, and see where we go with that. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's it for now. If this channel breaks, no problem. Then I guess we're done with that, and we are in more of a downturn. And then you can expect to really have to hold this level here at $2.30. Otherwise, you know, into the you know, you're breaking below $2 and potentially going into the $1.80, $1.75 territory. All right, does that make sense? Okay, that's it for now. Good times. Thanks for being here, and wishing you all the best. Yeah. Until next time, goodbye.